Hello, everyone. My name is Malik L. Train. I'm the host of Health Awareness Talk. Today, we're going to be talking about Thai yoga, massage therapy, and how we can use it in order to unlock our physical and athletic potential. And also, one of the main focuses of today's show is to be able to do team Thai stretching, which is to share this stretching modality with all athletes and all sports teams throughout the country. And we're also going to have today Miss Sukha Wong. She's director of Lotus Palm Thai Yoga Massage School, both in Toronto and Montreal, Canada. She have the biggest, most complete program in the entire world, and I'm very glad just to have her on the show. Before we actually get on to her, I'm going to read something. It's called the 100 Monkey Syndrome. It's called a Japanese monkey maka had been observed in the wilderness for over 30 years. In 1952, on the island of Kashimito, scientists were providing monkeys with sweet potatoes and dropped it in the sand. The monkeys liked the taste of the raw sweet potatoes, but they found the dirt unpleasant. An 18-month-year-old female named Amu found that she could solve the problem by washing the potatoes in a nearby stream. She taught this trick to her mother. Her playmates also learned this new way and taught that way to the others as well. This cultural innovation was gradually picked up by various monkeys before the eyes of the scientists. Between 1952 and 1958, all the young monkeys learned to wash the sandy sweet potatoes to make them more palatable. Only the adults who imitated their children learned this social improvement. Other adults kept eating the dirty sweet potatoes. Then something happened. In autumn of 1958, a certain number of monkeys were washing sweet potatoes. The exact number is not known, but let us suppose that when the sun rose one morning, there were 99 monkeys on the island who had learned to wash their sweet potato. Let's further suppose that later that morning, the 100th monkey learned to wash potatoes. Then it happened. By that evening, almost everyone in the tribe is washing the sweet potatoes before eating them. The added energy of this 100th monkey somehow created an ideological breakthrough. But notice, a most surprising thing observed by these scientists was the habit of washing sweet potatoes then jumped over the seas. Colonies of monkeys on other islands in the mainland troop of monkeys at Tashika Ima began washing their sweet potatoes as well. Thus, when a critical number achieves an awareness, this new awareness may be communicated from mind to mind. Although the exact number may vary, the 100th monkey phenomenon means that only a limited number of people knows of a new way. It remains the conscious property of these people. But there is a point which if only one more person tunes into this new awareness, a field is strengthened, so this awareness is picked up by everyone. Now that's very interesting because the fact is, if we can have everyone in these sports teams begin to adopt Thai yoga massage as a modality for their teams, pretty much what happened is that everybody in America began to adopt it as well and worldwide. And this is what I want to happen with Thai yoga massage therapists who are watching this video. Use this video as a way to promote your Thai yoga practice to sports teams and other athletes in order to promote your business, in order to promote Thai yoga massage awareness. That's tonight at Health Awareness Talk. Working on it. We're gonna do the Sukha. Where are you? Hello, everyone. My name is Malik L. Train, host of Health Awareness Talk, certified fitness trainer, clinical hypnotherapist, Reiki master, and also an internal martial artist. I'm here today to interview. This is Sukha Wong. She's director of Lotus Palm Thai Yoga Massage Therapy Schools, both in Canada for both Montreal and also Toronto. Hey, Sukha, how you doing?
Good. How are you doing? Thank you for having me.
Oh, just fine, thank you. Just fine, thank you. I know about Thai yoga massage, and it is a very great modality. One of the best modalities for stretching that I've ever used. It's very effective as far as enhancing my own speed, durability, strength, and also endurance. So I really like that. But the first thing everybody would like to know, Suka, is who is Suka Wong, and what makes you the person to come to?
Well, I'd like to think that I specialize in it, and I do. I'm a college graduate of Concordia University here in Montreal, Canada. I am also a sports massage therapist by training, also trained in different massage modalities from Eastern to Western techniques. I am a third Dan black belt in Taekwondo, and I work quite a lot with athletes and trainers alike. One of the things that I specialize in is helping personal trainers include Thai yoga massage in their routine. And so I am the director of Lotus Palm, and we are actually in our 20th year, more than 15 years of experience. So Lotus Palm is the educational leader in the field of Thai yoga massage with the most complete program, I have to say. And in North America and also internationally, this includes the United States. So we develop customized courses to cater to anyone's needs. This is what we do. And yes, Malik, I agree that I think that every sports team, every trainer should have knowledge of Thai yoga massage. And I believe you do Thai yoga massage as well, correct?
Yeah, I do a little bit, not like y'all do, but I love. I'm as a trainer, we get what's useful, and then we use it in order to get the best results for our clients, and that's the number one thing. But you see, I'm here for some meat, I'm still in kindergarten for this thing. What people want, and trainers and coaches and stuff out there, what they really want to know is how can we really use this modality called Thai yoga massage in order for us to win championships, in order for us to be the very best at what we do in our field. And that's why we're with you today. So what is Thai yoga exactly, and how could this help us to achieve those goals, Suka?
Well, Thai yoga massage is a combination of a few techniques. A lot of stretching, acupressure, reflexology, energy work, and a lot of spiritual work as well. So this helps the athlete actually develop their own style and to read their own bodies, as well as help with their endurance, with their speed, preventative injury problems, muscle tightness. So with all these professional trainers, actually helps these athletes to achieve their peak performance. We have a lot of elements in Thai massage, which also helps with acupressure points. Circulation, and that's quite important in anyone's athletic career, right? Less injuries, more speed enhancement, strength and durability. This is what we're all trying to achieve when we're trying to win, the Stanley Cup or any kind of. I'm a hockey fan, so
Hmm.
that's my reference right here.
Okay, so when me and you was talking the last night, you was saying that the Thai yoga therapy can be specialized according to what your sport is.
Oh, absolutely. We have a lot of injuries, football injuries. What are the top five injuries in football, right? We're looking at hamstring strains, sprained ankle, knee problems with the ACL. We're talking about hernias. With basketball, a lot of thigh bruising, a lot of strain, fractures and strains on their fingers, right? We're talking about also, cuts and bruises, jammed fingers, obviously knee injuries. This goes to say with soccer players too. So we have a lot of things that really help people stretch out, create spaces in their articulations, kneading out lactic acids, a lot of things that is catered to specific sports. So if we're talking about football, for instance, with the hamstrings strains and sprains to their ankles, we do have a lot of techniques for football players or trainers to help them stretch out, to prevent injuries, have these muscles actually perform better after their rehabilitation, okay? And as well as during, pre and post also season when they're doing the activities. So we cater to every different sort of massage or sports groups person.
Okay, that sounds good. But most people would want to know.
Yes,
Most people would want to know. Um, you work with a taekwondo team, right?
I do, yes.
Okay, and they didn't know about Thai yoga before you came in and start working with them, right?
No, we actually had a system of stretching, which I have to tell you, no one really liked. Right? I'm sure because as a martial artist, you also know it's kind of taxing. You do all of these, activity, and you're kicking, and you're straining your muscles. There's muscle tightness after you build up lactic acid, and then you have to stretch. So a lot of people do not like stretching because one, they're stretching body parts and muscles that they don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking to specifically martial artists, and they and us actually, we have problems with our hips, our groin muscles because they get pulled a lot, right? Some toe injuries, as well as a lot of shoulder and back and hip injuries, as well as knee, and that's a common thing. So when we stretch afterwards, this also prevents injuries. But a lot of us don't know which muscles we're actually stretching and how you can actually benefit from a better way of stretching. So Thai yoga massage actually helps us understand which muscles we stretch, how long to stretch them out, and what's the limitation of these stretches that we need to take, in order to enhance our performances the next day. Right? Lactic acid is a big problem because we're overusing our muscles, and so kneading and compressing and working on marma points, which is our acupressure points, actually helps you release these acids from our muscles, and therefore we can perform better without aching the next day. And there's a lot of us that, and myself also, I was training to go to the Olympics, so trying to stretch out every single time we had a 2 hour or 4 hour session is just very, very taxing. So having someone else actually aid us and being passive while we are being stretched actually it's very agreeable for some. It feels wonderful. But we also have someone who else understands what our body is like, and what's better than someone else on your team.
That's absolutely true. So they can use this like during halftime or something. So when they're actually having a game or something, and hurry up and clear that lactic acid out. Correct?
Correct. Having someone else, your teammate, understanding exactly what the problem is and actually helping you out with that problem. How to stretch it. Okay. A lot of us get cramps, whether we're not drinking enough water or there's neuromuscular problems. So how do we stretch out in different ways for different cramps? So these are the things, and your teammate actually knows you the best because they've been through it. So then they get exactly right to the problem.
That's true, because the longer that we perform Thai yoga massage on each other, the more intimate, the more knowledgeable of each other's anatomy that we actually become, so that we will be able to help them on a quicker basis, you know? And that's why I was explaining to some buddies and also some peers of mine is by doing team tie stretches, by doing the stretches and stuff on a regular basis and things, it actually helps to increase the amount of circulation throughout the body, increases the strength, increases speed, increases durability, increases endurance. And but because you're doing this every day, now the stretches is actually different than what the massage actually is, because a massage usually lasts about an hour, hour and a half, right?
Right, correct.
Right. So what we're focusing with the stretch part is just the stretches, right?
Yes and no at the same time.
Okay.
You need to compress when you stretch as well.
Mhm.
There are different kind of stretches as you know. Okay? And flexibility training perhaps is the one of the most underrated and undervalued component of conditioning.
Mhm.
So we need to understand what kind of stretches actually helps different sports and helps different people or players on that team. So it could be static stretching, it could be dynamic stretching, but all of those can actually be aided and helped by another person as well.
Right. And this is what we'll learn through you for the tie stretching, correct?
Correct.
All right,
Correct.
super. Now, a lot of people may have never seen Thai yoga massage therapy before, so we're going to run a 10-minute video of you going through your Thai stretching module, and you're going to be able to explain to the coaches and the athletes and people out there exactly what is going on with this video, and simultaneously the type of benefits that they're going to receive. Simultaneously, keep in mind that we do have radio listeners out there who are who are not able to see what's going on in the video. So, kind of make it that they'll be able to understand about how the stretches and stuff to actually benefit them. Is that
Sure.
okay? All right, terrific. Hold on, please. It's a 10-minute video.
Well, first, I'd like to actually tell you that Thai massage is done fully clothed, right? So everyone is in a comfortable pair of pants or a comfortable t-shirt. This can be done on anyone, from teenagers, young children, to the elderly and people with limitations. So just to let you know, it's a very friendly stretching for anyone, anywhere at all. So this video that we are going to be playing is actually going to be done on a mat on the floor, and the recipient actually is cross-legged or with their legs out, depending on their flexibility. So they're comfortably seated, and we do Thai stretching actually in different kinds of positions: seated, side positions, in prone position, on their stomach, or decubitus, okay, or supine when they're on their back. So there's a lot of elements of Thai yoga massage that you can do anywhere and for anyone who has limitations. So this actually really means that if your athlete out there cannot be in certain postures because they've injured themselves, through rehabilitation, you can actually get to those muscles and help in different postures while you are stretching and compressing them.
Okay, I love definitely hearing that. Robert, how's our audio? Everything's good?
Say again now.
Everything's good for audio?
Oh, that's the best we're gonna get right there. You sound good. It's just the
Okay.
echo.
Is the echo? She needs to turn her
Well, she wants to be able to hear too. So,
Okay.
you let her know if
Okay.
it's too bad, and you just let her know.
Okay. So I need to have her to turn down the microphone a little bit.
Not the microphone, the speaker.
Okay. Let me let her know now.
Well, she can hear.
Could you turn down the speaker a little bit, please?
I think I have. Is that better?
Do we still hear the echo?
I don't. It's coming in fine with me.
All right. Let's go
What
ahead.
what exactly do you hear?
Kind of reverberating and everything. Everything sound good on the video on your end?
It does, absolutely.
It's just my headphones. That's all. It's just my headphones. All right, let's go ahead and get this started because people's coaches and athletes out there, I know they slobbering at the mouth want to see this. So let's go
I'll
ahead.
do my best.
All right.
All right. So at the beginning of our video, you can see that I'm standing behind my friend that I'm actually compressing onto shoulders. Now I'm supporting my friend in sitting positions because I want to encourage them with a straight back. I'm now compressing the shoulders in order to help them, okay, with their shoulders if the tight muscles. I have lifted the arms, and so you can see in the video that I am pulling the arms up and also coming back a little bit in order to stretch out the sides. Okay, serratus anterior. And I'm doing double pec stretches. So this person has the hand behind the head, and I am actually pulling them back in order to create pec stretches. These are wonderful stretches to do on just anyone. It's very friendly. I'm doing a little bit of twists for the lumbar and upper back, and I'm pulling on one of the arms in order to create a little bit more of stretches onto the pec, and twisting the other way while the arm or the hand is on the opposite shoulder, and twisting opposite so that we can get a full shoulder stretch. And the shoulder girdle is very, very important to stretch out if the people are actually doing sports, overhead movements like pitching, perhaps throwing a football, right? So we want to release all these muscles on the shoulders, and as well getting the back really relaxed as well. Thigh stretches help people to read their bodies and be aware of their postural alignment. And certain stretches, like the one I'm doing now, it's called a water pump. I've just reached over and grabbed the arm, and I'm pulling the arm behind the person, okay? It's like a tricep stretch. So these isolate certain muscles in which are actually tight or that you want to release. I've just actually brought the arm in the back of them and have my knee on the hand while I'm pushing and pulling on the shoulder so that I can release the shoulder girdle just a little bit more. In Thai massage, we have different postures, as you can see right now, that we are doing a tricep stretch and squeezing of the tricep to isolate it and release that lactic acid. So if there's a lot of buildup, you can see that we can do different postures at different times without overworking those muscles there. So I am now pushing on the back while pulling on the arm. The person is kind of on the side. I'm kind of also supporting them with my knee. So nothing you do in Thai massage is strenuous for your friend while they're receiving it. In a prayer pose. So this is called prayer pose. I've just pushed the person's arm, okay, forward, and they are leaning over. They're sitting in a position, and I'm pressing on the back. So this helps with the hips, to release the hips and hamstrings while I'm compressing on the back. This also helps you with circulation, okay, a little more dynamic perhaps. Now they're on their back and I'm pulling their legs straight. What's so wonderful about Thai massage is that you can also effectively push and pull in order to help with strength and endurance in the muscles, okay, and prevent injuries because we are releasing muscles. I'm doing a plantar flexion here, okay, good for the ankle and also releases the feet entirely. So going through these postures, as you can see, I've raised one leg, possibly good with the hamstring compressions, okay, good for those people with hamstring injuries. This is called knee to shoulder, and actually that's a good glute stretch as well. Who doesn't have tight glutes when you're doing repetitive movements, running, or any kind of sports injury? This is to release the back actually. I've just picked up both of the legs and I'm pushing it forward and backwards, okay, and that releases the lower back. As you can see here as well, where I have just put one and folded one knee over and brought it over so that we can release the piriformis muscle, okay, and pushing the knee towards the other shoulder as well and compressing the hamstring. So different angles of different knee positions help with different glute muscles, okay, a lot of exterior rotations. So again, I'm pushing the knee and having that leg across the knee, in order to release some glute muscles. I'm pulling in that jostling, actually, movement that I'm doing, moving the legs, releases the lower back as well. Hamstring injuries. This is wonderful for hamstring and also gastroc stretches here. So if anyone injured or have tight hamstring or calf muscles, that's a wonderful stretch to do. Okay, to just pulling on the toes or the ball of the feet. What I'm doing now is called the tree position. We just put the leg, everyone's lying down here. I've just folded the leg and the feet as close to the knee, the opposite knee, and I'm doing compressions to help release the hip muscles. And so this is a great way to actually release a lot of different glute and hip positioning. I've just asked my friend and my recipient to turn on to their stomach, and I am now going to try to release the hamstring muscle in a different way. So this is called a hamstring compression, and what I'm also doing is lifting the ankle while I'm pressing down with my feet on the hamstring. And as you can imagine, I'm trying to create spaces in the articulations of the knee. So anyone who has knee problems, this is actually a wonderful way of working. Psoas stretches. So this is a deep psoas stretch. I'm lifting the knee, the leg, okay, up and to the back while I'm compressing on the back. And that's a wonderful way of reaching the psoas muscle. I'm compressing also the back right now. So I'm straddling over with one knee across the body and the other foot in a warrior position. And now I'm compressing onto the back. What's wonderful about that also, it gives a little bit of a compression of the back to release the paravertebral muscles. Here I'm pulling and pushing onto the scapula. As you can imagine, tight muscles or the shoulder girdle. Again, a lot of volleyball players, basketball players, football, any movement that you're doing over the shoulder causes a lot of tension in that shoulder muscles. What I love about this one's called a cobra. I'm actually doing a nice stretch for the back, okay, opening up the shoulders, pec stretch as well. Some of these moves you just can't achieve by yourself. So having someone do this for you, actually, because you're in passive mode, lets your muscle relax and therefore you can be a little bit more stretched out. This means that we can prevent a lot of tight muscle strains when you're doing your activities. This is called the frog. So I have just kind of lifted the knee a little bit higher to the waist level, and now I'm compressing on the glutes with soft fists to release the glute muscles, enhance the stretches on the hips as well. Lowering the legs, I've just asked my recipient to turn around again, and I'm going to put and cross the legs and put it to one side. Now I've picked up the arm and I'm pulling it over the head. I'm sitting right above the head and I'm pulling the arm. Because the body is in an arch position, I am now releasing the whole train of muscles on the side of the body. From the shins all the way to the IT band, the serratus anterior. As you can tell, I'm going to the other side. I'm going to do the same thing. This helps with also a lot of stretching for your lats as well. So it's a whole range of movements that you just probably cannot stretch yourself. So having someone do these stretches for you enhances your performance in a way of not straining when you're doing your muscles, when you're doing your sports. Arm pulls. Arm pulls is a wonderful way of helping create spaces in the shoulders. Okay, having those synovial fluids kind of are helping articulating, so that once you are doing repetitive movements, there's no kind of rubbing between all of the articulations. So that's just a small part of what we do at the Lotus Palm and Thai Yoga Massage, and how you can help your recipient or your team your friend while we're doing the sports, during or after. It's a wonderful way of releasing, fascia work as well when there's tight skin and muscles, and you want to just disadhere all those layers between the skin. And the best way of working with stretches is to work with other people and to learn how to do it.
Wow, that sounds terrific. One of the things that we have is something called meta. Could you tell us a little bit about what meta is all about, and how do we use it in order to become stronger athletes?
Absolutely. In Lotus Palm, we have a philosophy called metta. This is really wonderful, and it is one of the things that is special about our school. In any kind of sports or any kind of massage, you want to relate to people. And what metta does is to help you, concentrate, clear your mind, focus, if you will, and also partially involved with the metta part of it is the meditation. Metta really means loving compassion. Right? So it helps you focus to work on yourself as well, connect to others by being positive. Positive things in your life makes things happen. So if you're performing out there in any kind of sports or any kind of activity, negativity is actually what stops you from success. To be able to concentrate and to pour what you think the best out of you positively to enhance your results, to be just a little bit more geared towards succeeding in life. And successes happen when your fears are gone. And positive thinking, if you will, is mind over matter. So if you say you can't, obviously you can't do anything. It stops you from wanting or to actually perform a lot better. This is not just individual, it's also in a team environment. So loving compassion actually it happens when you are thinking positively, right? It's mindfulness, okay? Connecting with others by reading and gaining a lot of maximum oxygen in your body, because you are actually bringing a lot of oxygen in your head with a good attitude. So metta is a big component in your philosophy and good attitude and connecting with others.
Okay, I mean, it's super as far as the philosophy and everything goes, so good. But what type of meditation practices, or how do we achieve this meta attitude?
Meditation. Meditation is part of metta, and we do this when we do Thai yoga massage in order to center ourselves. It's part of our breathing techniques when we're thinking of metta, because we are actually in our self-realization. So when we breathe, it also enhances oxygen, correct? So when there's oxygen and there's a flow of blood in our bodies, then it helps us to perform better. So metta in our daily lives helps us to breathe or control our breathing, okay, to overcome the shortness of breath when we're doing our activities, helping to maximize oxygen intake when we're thinking of following through with this meditation or mindfulness when we're doing our metta loving and kindness, I
Okay,
suppose.
so
Yeah.
basically, you have a specialized breathing technique that can help us to reach a meditative state so that we can perform in sports better, correct?
Correct. More focus. And who doesn't need focus? So we intake hundreds of thousands of images a day. So there's a lot of noise around us. What metta meditation helps us do is to focus on our breathing and what we have at hand. So when you focus, you're able to control a lot of things better. You are recognizing goals and achievements that you can do easily when you eliminate all the noises around your head or from other things that are distracting to you. So metta meditation helps you with your discipline as well. So this is very important when you are focusing on a goal that you want to set, because with all the noises that happen around us, we cannot possibly concentrate on what we need to do. And this is true about a lot of our society right now. There's a lot of things out there to distract us, whether it is music, whether it is certain emotional issues around us, whether it is other players, whether it is the opponent that we're geared toward playing, and where we have weaknesses. All these things we need to focus on and meditate and bring everything together to help us focus to achieve what we want to. That one thing, whether it is to make a goal or whether it is we need to see beforehand what we're going to be doing. So to help you see clearly or to focus, meditation or breathing happens to help us to achieve those goals.
Okay, and that meta breathing technique will also help me, also help the team players to get along better as well, correct?
Absolutely, yes. So breathing techniques is important to enhance oxygen. And so if everyone is breathing and if everyone is focused on their 3-breath breathing. So sometimes our breath is very, very shallow. So we need to actually breathe from the abdomen, okay, focus on our chest and then coming up through our mouth. And so this helps us to slow down our metabolism. It helps us slow down our thoughts when we need to enter into a sports environment. This helps us focus on where the ball is. It helps us focus on where the goal is supposed to be. It helps us focus on the other players on the team.
Okay, that's super. So meta can definitely help us succeed as far as achieving winning championships and becoming the best player we possibly can be.
Yes, it's not just what techniques it helps us physically, but also mentally as well. How do we relate to other players on the team? How do we are very aware and mindful of what other players and how they can help us in the team? So community is very, very important, especially when you're in a team environment. You want to be able to trust the other players on the team to know that they're thinking of the same thing. They're thinking of wanting to help each other in order to win a championship, to be able to play the best together you can. Because the only way that you're going to win anything is to be a team, to help each other out.
That is super. Thank you for that. Let's go to the next topic, which is my favorite, win gates. What is that, and how can it help me win?
Okay, so wind gates is a technique actually. It's also called blood stopping. So to open the wind gates actually is to help oxygen and to create a lot of circulation, blood circulation in your body. So for example, let's say you have a hose with water. Okay, so the water is coming out in a steady stream, but not as fast as we need to, right, to cover the whole lawn per se. Okay, so only partial lawn is getting water. So if you take this hose and let's say you hold it in the middle, so you're really grasping it and you're squeezing it. So all the momentum and all the water is kind of building up in the back. So once you release, the gush of the water comes out, right? And it becomes a lot more pressure and the water actually comes out faster. This is the same thing when we're dealing with blood stopping. We're not actually stopping the blood, mind you, because that'll be detrimental to our health, but we are definitely slowing down the blood. So when we're saying pressing on the femoral artery, let's say, okay, so we're putting our hands in the femoral artery, we're holding it there for a certain amount of time, for a period of a few seconds. This doesn't have to be for hours here. We're just talking for a moment at a time. So for all those people who have bad circulation, okay, extremities are cold, okay, this actually helps them open up their wind gates. Okay, or the blood stopping helps to open up so that the blood actually runs faster. Okay, more pressure helps with venous return. Okay, to the heart in order to detoxify the body, bring more nutrients and oxygen to the body, so to perform better. So of all those athletes there, as you know, some athletes to perform better, they actually train in high altitudes in the mountain, right? To help them slow down their breathing, to help their blood to oxygenate better, so that when they come down sea level or ground level, okay, there's more oxygen that they breathe. Right. So this is kind of the same thing. So to help us breathe in meditation and in metta, okay, wind gates also helps us to achieve better oxygenated blood in our system to perform better.
Wow. And you said that there were various wind gates?
Yes, there are wind gates. You can blood stop on the femoral artery, some on the arm, on the neck as well, and on the feet. There are different wind gates in our body depending on where we want our pressure or our circulation to better.
Okay, all right. Now, how does that affect? How does wind gates associate to the core of the body, our hora?
Okay. So our hora is a place in which we can read or diagnose some of the discomforts in our body. So as we are going to be talking about send lines or energy lines, it's kind of the same principle. So in our core, and as you know, it is very important to activate our muscles, our abdomen muscles in our body in order to hold us, because this is our center of our gravity, right? So when we're able to focus on these wind gates and to help us strengthen our abs as well, while someone is helping us with our circulation, it really helps us to focus on that part of the body. So nutrients, a lot of oxygen, a lot of just a lot of circulation going on near the abdomen helps us have stronger back muscles, ab muscles, all these things that we're activating in order to help us through our activities. Because this is where really it is. If you don't have a strong core, then weaknesses come. Your center of gravity really is off center, so you can get hit and you're falling faster. You're not getting up faster. So these things are important when you have a strong abdomen or wind gate technique, when someone can help you out with that.
Okay. Also, as we was talking, there's 3 breathing techniques that go with that.
Well, wind gates is really just our blood stopping, but breathing techniques actually is incorporated with our meditation. So to slow down our breathing, to get oxygen a lot faster in our body, to understand breathing also helps with digestion. And as you know, digestion is very important, a healthy part of our body. And so it helps with the alignment as well. So when you're breathing from the core, when we're talking about core here, activating it actually helps us align and strengthen our structure in our body.
Okay, so I'm actually talking about there's 3 ways that you can breathe to actually achieve a better stretch with your core.
There's actually different kind of stretching, breathing actually. There's breathing in which it is a fast intake of breath so that it can help you actually systematically contract and release your abdomen. So that breathing is really deep breathing in your abdomen. There's another breathing that comes into your chest. This helps with your lungs. And so when you breathe in more air, your lungs expand. This helps with your bronchial. It helps you with a lot of your vein and your opening of your intake of breath. The third one is through your nose. So when you intake air through your nostrils and coming down through your pipes, it actually helps you clear a lot of issues with your sinuses and as well as your throat. So these things really help you to achieve better oxygen intake for better nutrients and to detoxify the body a little bit more. So to breathe through your abdomen at first, intaking the air, breathing through your abdomen, then your chest and your nose. It actually helps you, these three breathing techniques, to intake oxygen better. So it is a bit of a technique to do, because a lot of us either just breathe through our stomach or our chest or our nose. But the three combination of breathing techniques in one actually helps you achieve a lot better oxygen intake.
Okay, that's super. Thank you for clarifying that. Next thing is sin lines for enhancing our performance.
Send lines. Send lines is one thing that a lot of people take for granted. It is to deblock the energy lines or paths in our body. So when you were feeling weak, like say days when you feel a cold coming on, there's some kind of blockages in your energy lines. Okay, so these energy pathways, as we call them, meridians and send lines in Thai massage, actually when we clear them, you actually feel a little bit more rejuvenated. You're more energized. Things are blocked in your body and you get physical pain, you get emotional pain, you get intellectual pain. And so these clearing of these energies or clearing of these blockages in your pathway or energy pathways actually help your oxygen to pass faster, to help your energy, okay, in your body, and you're more uplifted and you're more energized to do your work or your activity every day. If not, if there's blockages and you don't clear your send lines or energy line, what happens is you're weak. You're prone to more of the, say you feel a cold coming on, that will come out faster. You're harboring a lot of bad feelings, or you're depressed, and if these energy lines are not clear, then you'll stay depressed. You need to clear these lines in order to be balanced in your everyday life, physically, mentally, characteristically, spiritually.
Okay, so wherever our sin lines are weak, that's where we're most prone for injury, correct?
Correct, yes,
Correct.
absolutely. So if you say you're blocked in your shoulder, okay, so energy is not running through there. Right? I know some of the people have this concept of energy being very esoteric, but it is not. I mean, it's medically proven. We've been doing this for a long time in Asia, you know, with our meridian lines. So clearing energy, a lot of people get acupressure and acupuncture to clear out and unblock these energies, and so that you can perform better. So if you block, there is some kind of problem with probably you can say like frozen shoulder, okay, or torticollitis, where you have aches and pains in your neck and you're not able to move it. So something is blocked there. It could be your energy block. So weaknesses come and injuries are prone to have injuries when you can't move correctly. So this range of movement also means that you need to deblock some your energy lines in order to run better and prevent injuries.
Okay, that's super. So by learning how to keep our sin lines or these energy lines balanced throughout the entire day, especially during practice in the game, we actually increase our ability not to be injured, correct?
Correct.
And also because of decrease of these sin line energy in the sin lines or the imbalances, that also affects our strength, endurance, and speed. So by keeping it up, we'll be able to keep our speed, endurance, and our strength to where it should be, right?
Right. But we're also unblocking negative thoughts as well. I mean, everything goes together. We're talking about metta, meditation. All these techniques help you to perform better. And what better way of doing this is through our stretching. And Thai massage actually deals with a lot of these techniques in order for performance to happen quicker, right? For people to deblock quicker. So when you're having all these techniques and you've learned all of these techniques and having someone else help you, of course you're going to perform better. It is just very logical to think of everything in a way of in a great package, and this is what Thai yoga massage is. So it's not individual techniques. All these techniques combined is actually very beneficial for athletes.
I feel you on that. So, okay, I'm a coach. All right, I want you to come in and help my team out. Whatever. I loved the video. Loved everything that you talk about. Where do we start? Now we're going to the thing called Thai yoga, Thai stretch, team Thai stretch. So tell me about that.
Well, Team Thai Stretch is really not a new idea, right? You do it after your sports activities. And there's really no routine or no set stretches for anyone to do. And it's kind of mundane and it's hard to do yourself. So what we do is we come in and we guide everyone through a series of stretches. Not alone though, you are working in partners. So this helps team building as well. So you're working with other people. So you have to keep in mind a few things. So we're guiding you guys through different techniques or stretches at a time for different, to prevent different injuries or for different sports. So we have different routines for different sports activities. So let's say you are stretching together. Let's say, for example, we're dealing with a big football team. So everyone gets in pairs, and then I would come in and I would lead the first group through it. So one is the receiver, the other one is actually performing the massage itself or the stretches. So let's say we're doing hamstring stretches. So I would lead a few demos through a few postures at a time, 5 or 6 postures, and the person that is performing the postures will do it on the receiver. And then we would change partners. And then it would work like this throughout the stretching routine. What's so wonderful about this is Thai massage, you can never overstretch a certain muscle because in the routine you are stretching the same muscle in different postures. So this is what's so wonderful about it. So let's say someone on your team has a limitation. So you're doing these hamstring stretches, but they're really tight. So how do we create ROM, or a better range of movement? Okay. It is to help them to know where their limitation is. So we teach safety as well. How do you stretch certain muscles if someone has limitations? And how do we know when the limitation comes in? So this is how we go through it. We actually talk to all of the players, letting them also know how to stretch, when it is too far, and how to stretch not past their limits, but a little bit more than normally their limitations are, because we are trying to rehabilitate and also trying to create more flexibility, more range of movement.
Super. And these practices be done, like we have practice Monday through Friday. These practices can be done 5 days a week, right? Or these stretches can be done 5 days a week.
Every single day, twice or 3 times a day. Absolutely.
Good. So that's definitely it. All right. That's just about cover everything. That's time for icing on top of the cake. We're going to go through Ayurvedic diet and what type of foods and stuff that we can eat in order to enhance our performance. Tell me more about what that's all about.
Okay. So Ayurveda is not a new concept. We're talking about, if you guys, in northern terms, we're talking about ectomorph, mesomorph, endomorphs, right? So we have also, those are 3 different body types. In Ayurveda, we deal with the same body types, but we go into deeper explanations of how to treat endomorphs, ectomorphs, okay, and mesomorphs. Okay, body types, being bigger, skinnier, being taller, shorter, flexible, non-flexible people, right? We're also talking about diet for every different type of body out there, knowing what the likes and dislikes, catering to people or personalizing your stretches for different types of bodies, right? What their likes and dislikes are, what they're prone to not liking foods, or you ever wonder why food doesn't like you? So you're eating something spicy and your stomach hurts, but why? So certain body types are prone to having their stomach actually react differently to different foods. So how do we eat in our diet to perform better with our body structure, okay, our dislikes and likes, and how do we do that knowingly to help us in our daily lives? So this is a very interesting concept. Lifestyle, what kind of activity is better for one body or the other, because not all activity is good for one type of body or all type of bodies. So different activities are geared towards different types of bodies and they react better to it.
So by learning this, I'll actually be able to enhance my performance as well, right, Sukha?
Absolutely. Learning all these techniques actually help you know when to eat, what you're eating, why you're eating it, okay, how to eat pre and post game, how to do exercises, what type of exercises are better before a game or after or during. So this is for your training. This is very important to know because it changes your body structure. It changes your thought. Mind over matter, but also physically and characteristically, you want to connect to yourself. So your understanding, sometimes your head intellectually does not actually recognize what your body likes. And in these kind of training, and it is special to Lotus Palm itself, we do our Thai yoga massage stretches, having all these Ayurvedic principles in our training. So we are able to give dietary nutritional advice, lifestyle advice, exercise, helping other people recognize why they're doing certain types of activities, why they like certain types of food, what they should avoid, and also characteristically. You ever walk into a room and you're like automatically, I don't like that person, but why? These are the things that you might be not recognizing. It's not always about you, but it could be that person's having a bad day. So how do you get all those negative thoughts from your head, depending on what type of body you are? So certain type of bodies actually react differently with their fears, with their depression. So certain types of body or characters are more depressed than others. So how do you actually personalize stretching and also do your recommendations for that particular person? How do you get them out of a funk faster, right?
Okay.
Not every person reacts the same way.
Right. So if you're losing the game, I know the motivational strategy to use for you to get you motivated to get you back into the game, right?
Absolutely, because not every player will react the same way. Some players will be depressed for days. Some players will get over it really quickly. So how do you cater stretches? How do you use the Thai techniques nutritionally as well for each and every individual player on your team?
Okay. All right. I can definitely, and we can use all this stuff together in order to put that big trophy in somebody's office, right?
Yes.
All right. That's just about it for our show today, Sukha. I'm Sukha Wong. It's wonderful having you today. Any passing remarks, anything?
Uh, yes, I think everyone should be doing Thai yoga massage. I think every single team, sports team, should have this element of routine in their practices.
Yes, and I definitely agree with you as well. I'll be looking forward to do a show in the future with you on some of that Ayurvedic, the diet thing to get more into that. Would that be okay?
I hope so. I'm looking forward actually to telling you and letting you know a little bit more about yourself as well.
That'd be terrific. Okay, everyone. Again, my name is Malik L. Train. I'm the host of Health Awareness Talk. I hope everyone enjoyed the information that you received today. Again, I'm interested in having a Thai yoga massage, these Thai yoga stretches incorporated into team sports these days because I'm just tired of hearing about so many people getting hurt, and simultaneously I just want to see the level of a performance increase, and I believe this Thai yoga massage therapy with Sukha Wong is definitely a solution for that particular problem. So if anyone's interested in getting in contact with you, how would they do that?
You can reach us on our website, www.lotuspalm.com, or on calling us at 1-855-888-5713 or info@lotuspalm.com. We are in Montreal and Toronto. We also send our teachers around to internationally to teach. So please look us up, and I'm sure there's a lot of things you'll love about our school.
Okay, super. Everyone out there, please have a wonderful and safe night. Thank you. See you next week.